Greetings, my name is Fundum KZ, the facilitator of the macro company. As I'm the facilitator, I'll be facilitating you through our stats of knowledge management and knowledge sharing culture at macro.
So here is our slides of today. As I said before, we'll be looking at knowledge management and knowledge sharing culture at macro. So this is our first slide. Let's just go to the second slide. In our second slide, we'll be looking at in the introduction goes by what is knowledge management, importance of knowledge management in retail, link between knowledge management and knowledge sharing culture, a role in organizational success, why macro as a case study. I think the case study help us a lot to understand. It will help us to understand more about macro. And lastly, we'll be looking at the structure of the presentation. Let's just go to that slide. Okay, understanding knowledge management. Firstly, we'll be looking at definition of knowledge management, type of knowledge, tacit and explicit, goals of the knowledge management in the business, knowledge life cycle, create, show, share, also apply, and the benefits of knowledge of employees and the company. Lastly, we look at knowledge management as a competitive advantage. Next slide. It's about knowledge management practices in retail. That is a macro context. So we'll be looking at staff training and inductions. So let me just elaborate lately about staff training and inductions. I think we all know about inductions where we induct or introduce employees to our staff or management or whatever that we have in the company, so that they can feel as part of the company. That can help a company to new employees to familiarize with the structure and anything that the company have. So we look at digital platform, intranet app. Mostly in nowadays the organizations use internet to market or familiarize their organizational products to people. Or we can say market. Yes, we can use the word market. So we look at next is standard operation procedure, customer feedback integration, cross-department meetings. Lastly, the knowledge repositories, which is a manual and guides. The sixth slide is about the barriers to knowledge sharing macro. We look firstly is a hierarchical structure, lack of trust among staff. There's nothing that can happen, and there's no productivity when there's a lack of trust among staff. We have time constraints. We have a fear of losing competitive edge. We have limited knowledge used by staff. Maybe, and for an example, employees or staff, they cannot produce or be more productive when they don't have enough resources or technology. I think that's clear. So lastly, it's in language and cultural diversity, which we include more different races in our company. I think we are all familiar with the word diversity. So the next slide is about we'll be looking at strategies to build a knowledge sharing culture. Firstly, we're looking at leadership support and role modeling, reward and recognition. That is the most valuable assets to the employees. As an employee, you feel like you are being recognized, and what you have done, it's been recognized. nice and okay. If for example, if as an employee, if you do something and you get a reward of what you have done, that can make you be motivated and to do better and know what you are expected to do in the organization. I think that's it's clear. Then we go to training in communication skills. Communication within people in the organization is very important. We look at next we look at open forum and workshops. Use digital collaboration tools, encourage mentorship and peer learning. Okay, let us look at the next slide. It's a case study. Macro store knowledge management scenario. New product line introduction, knowledge capturing from suppliers, training sessions for employees. Mostly, I wouldn't say it's something that's occurring daily, but sometimes other employees in the organization may need training with different reasons. Maybe an employee is transferred to another position and he or she is not doing well in that position. So training sessions can be useful in those situations. So we have sharing customer feedback with management. Those feedbacks that come from customers, we must give them to the management so that they can know what to do and what they do better and what they don't do better, so that they can fix those problems, so that they can satisfy their customers. I think that is clear. Then we have a cross-department collaboration, outcomes, faster adoptions, and high sales. If we say high sales, we are referring to that rate of productivity. I think that's clear. We have a benefit of knowledge management and knowledge sharing at Macro. We improve customer service, we reduce errors in operations, we faster onboarding of new staff, stronger team collaboration, data-driven decision making, sustainable competitive advantage. I think that's clear and straightforward. Let's just go to another slide because the time is not on our side. So we look at tools used by Macro for knowledge management. It's an intranet system for policies, e-learning platform for staff, customer relationship management, store level notice board, and digital kiosk, employee suggestion box, internal communication apps. Next slide is knowledge sharing in action. Macro as an example. The product knowledge sharing among departments, seasonal campaign planning, knowledge transfer, customers, insights, informal stock management, sharing best practices across the branches, safety and compliance, knowledge training, continuous improvement initiatives. And then we look at the challenges faced by Macro. Large workforce with diverse background, high employee turnover, employees resistant to change, difficult for employees to adapt to any change that has been introduced, difficult in capturing tech-city knowledge, overload of information, balances caught with knowledge initiative. Recommendation for Macro: introduce structure mentorship programs, enhance digital platform for easy success, foster knowledge champion in each department, regular knowledge sharing event, encourage cross-branch collaboration, evaluate knowledge management practices annually. Here's our activity. We be divided into small groups. We'll be discussing how can Macro motivate employees to share knowledge daily. Each group write 3 ideas and present back to class. Lastly, our conclusion, Knowledge management vital for macro growth and service excellence. Knowledge sharing strengthening organizational culture. Case studies showed a real impact on performance. Barriers exist but can be overcome with the strategies. Activity reinforces practical application. Final message: knowledge grows when shared. Thank you. That was our session about knowledge management and knowledge sharing culture at macro. Thank you for your time.